A lot of times people reach out to me and they ask me, how can I change my life? How can I open doors? How can I have more opportunities for myself? Um, you know, and I say to say this, you have to be very mindful when you are trying to elevate on a frequency and an energy to connect to the currency of money. Now, there's many different ways that people get money, right? So, like sometimes people would go and they will do different spiritual connections, and it depends on the source, who's behind the source that they're going to. And they may go down to the route of contacting lesser beings, or they may go to the route where they want to connect to high vibrational beings. Now, this channel is to connect you to your higher self, but actually open up the opportunities for you, right? So it's not only higher self, but it's also for you to have opportunity as well, and for you to change your life and take more dominance and have more govern and control your life. Now, I'll go into a video of why I'm saying what I'm saying about controlling your life, because we have many different forces on this realm that actually holds us back and holds different opportunity. Like in my previous video, I talk about your ancestral line, the energy of the family bloodline, right? What are they connecting to? Is doors closed for them? Now we know a lot of times on TikTok, social media, they say, oh, I'm breaking a generational curse. Now, if you're breaking a generation curse, that means you have elevated that whole family, and that frequency has changed. That whole vibration has changed based on you coming into this world, and you had the opportunity to get doors open. So it changed with you. You broke that curse. um However, so when you want to change your life, there's many different things that you have to pay attention to. When I first started my spiritual journey in 2006, I didn't get heavy and committed until about 2012. And it was out of desperation. I'm going to be honest, it was out of desperation. Um, I was a Christian before, and I read the Bible all the time. And my mother used to say to me, when, I'm just going to school, I'm getting all these degrees, and I'm not getting a job. And my mother would say to me, you need to pray and ask God, what are you doing that's holding you back? Like what's holding you back in life? Like something is holding you back, something is blocking you, and you need to pray to make some changes so you can your life can change. And around that time, I was so ignorant, right? I was not understanding those statements. And although I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, I still have very similar beliefs that your obstacles and your barriers in life has to do with your vibration and your frequency. Now, though she did not say it in the same way, but I'm telling you, your obstacles and vibration has to do with how you're choosing to live your life. Now, when we're talking about vibration, we're going to be talking more about what's in your mind. What's your thoughts? How do you think? What comes out of your mouth when you speak? And what is your actions? Right? So although we live in the middle realm where there's dark and there's light, right? And all we have to do to maintain this realm is to be in the middle, right? The reality is, are we in the middle? Right? Because there's a lot of times people think negative. People think negative. People are envious. People are angry. People are depressed. People are sad. And that has a frequency and have a vibration. Being at a very low vibrational, being in that state of mind, in that state of consciousness of you just being sad all the time and angry all the time. So when we are trying to elevate our life, we have to really observe ourselves and be real with ourselves. And what I noticed during the time when things wasn't working for me, I was in a very dark state of mind. I was very depressed. I didn't like to get out of bed. I didn't like to see myself in the mirror. I was in such a very dark place. And during this time, I wasn't able to even meet anyone, right? And I want you to understand, when you're attracting love, you're attracting based on vibration and frequency. So that means if you are walking outside and a person is not vibrating on the frequency, that person will look beyond you. Like, that person could be single and ready to mingle, but if your frequency doesn't match, that person wouldn't waste their time to even holler at you. Or even if you guys had got in, you know, meet each other and talk to each other, you guys would not just like each other. So when you like somebody, you have to vibrate on this person's frequency. So it's very important when you're looking for love to really work on you, work on your behavior, work on your actions, work on your attitude. Because if you are trying to vibrate on a higher frequency to attract a more caring, loving, compassionate soul, that is the energy that you have to be putting out. And people are not aware of that. Like, a lot of times people doesn't understand that in this realm that we live in, the energy has to come back. It's gonna hit you back. It's a boomerang. What you put out is what you get. So, but in the world we live in is an illusion. So it doesn't always mirror exactly what it looks like. You are in a realm that mirrors you. So from the way you think, the way you feel about yourself, the way you think about others, that is going to mirror back onto you, right? So, how you speak, how disrespectful you are, would be an energy of where you're going to get disrespected back. How you act, if you have morality and integrity, that is how people are going to treat you. So, the first thing that you want to do is really want to start off by writing down your flaws and writing around your positivity. So you want to write down the flaws because you want the flaws to be corrected. And you want to write down the positivity because you want to build yourself up and add on to more. You don't want to write down your flaws and think very negative of yourself and be like, I'm a bad person. Like, look how I behave, or look how I act. You want to write down your flaws and you want to work on correcting flaws about yourself. Now, this will allow you to elevate the soul, because if you are a hot-tempered person who engage in a lot of chaotic behavior, and anytime somebody say A, you're saying B. If they say C, you're saying D, and you spend a lot of time bullying others and angry and pissed off, or you see another woman and you're angry that you think she's more attractive, or you're allowing somebody to live in your head because you are thinking that the person is cheating all the time, then you are spending too many time on the negative side. You need to spend more time on positive energy. So you should be spending more positive time seeing the good in yourself, right? And seeing into your future. You need to be thinking about your future, of what do you want, who you want to be. This is what you need to do if you are trying to elevate your soul, elevate your life, build your life up, right? You want to be on a higher frequency. I went from I went from a title that I didn't even think that I can get, based on walking the street on my way on my lunch break, thinking this in my head, like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. So I'm giving a perfect example. Um, let's say I wanted to be a manager, because I'm not going to use myself. I'm not going to use myself. I'm not going to tell you how I be thinking. But I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you wanted to be a manager, but you are at the bottom and you are not a manager. You just a regular staff member. What you want to do is see yourself in that light, right? So you want to walk into places at work and be like, I am a manager. I am a manager. When people see me, they admire me. They take, um, at my advice, because I'm a leader. People are always drawn to me. People respect me. So these are the things that you want to put in your life, put in your mind throughout your day. When somebody look at you, instead of you When somebody look at you, instead of you thinking that the person is looking at you, envy or they're a hater, say the person admire you. When you um, someone insults you, say this person is admiring me, and they don't know how to deal with my energy because it's so strong. Take everything negative and put it back into a positive, because what you want to do is create a higher vibration, a higher frequency. Energy around you have to be extremely high. From now on, if you are a combative, quarrelsome person, you want to stop throwing your energy away, because you're going to need your energy, because we have a magnetic field around us, and there's energy that's around us. And when you are yelling, screaming, being drained, you are actually just like how the sun throws solar at the earth. It throws it on. You are throwing that energy onto the next person. So now when you get sick and you want to manifest, your energy is so low that your body can't fight off a sickness. Your body can't fight off anything that hacks it. You can't manifest because you have low energy all the time. So keep in mind, from today moving forward, you want to think about the energy and the magnetic field around you and what you're attracting. If you are in a friend group with people that's chaotic, nasty, bullying, making fun of people, you know, insulting other people, you want to take note of that, and you want to back off. You want to, if even if it got to the point where you're like friendless for a while, you need to be around people with a higher frequency, a higher vibration. You need to be in the energy of success. You want to be in the energy of a magnetic field around people who are successful, who are going places, who's pouring energy into you, who's uplifting you, that's no hate, and they're helping you succeed, right? So they're giving you the information. They're telling you this is what you have to do, how to succeed, with no holding it against you, none of that, right? So you want to protect your energy. You want to definitely protect yourself from the outside energy that comes in, because we're sharing auras all the time. We're in each other magnetic fields sometimes. So you want to think twice about what you're thinking about. If you're in a relationship and you're hurt all the time, you're depressed all the time, stop that. It's going to be hard, but stop that. You have to think about you. What do you want for yourself? Because if you're in a relationship and the person affects your emotion where you can't get out of bed, and you're unhappy and you go in a depressive state, that person have governance and dominance over you, and you gave your power to that person. So when people say, you could steal energy, you're giving your energy to the person. You're giving away energy to the person, and you don't want to give away your energy. You need your energy to manifest. You need your energy for you. And you can't give away energy to anybody else but you, because if you want to change your life, the vibration, the frequency that you on has to be changed. So you have to really do evaluation to really see, who are you? Who are you? Really dig deep inside and think, who am I? A lot of people go behind shadow work. You have to be mentally ready for shadow work. I I wouldn't even go behind shadow work, to be honest. There's some things that I suppressed in the past, and sometimes when you do shadow work, you could bring up those emotions, where you can't even control those emotions because these are suppressed feelings. And if you're not disciplined to deal with those emotions, then you're going to be a wreck, because it's going to resurface and it's going to live in your brain for rent free. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to live in your brain for rent free. The best way to approach things in your life is to learn to forgive. When you forgive, you're removing dark energy out of your spare sensation. And I will explain that. So your spare sensation is your destiny. It's right from right now into your destiny. It's years from now, a day from now, an hour from now. All that is considered your spare sensation. When you remove that kind of negativity when you remove that kind of negativity out of your life and you are no longer holding on to that pain and that trauma, you will see a difference in your personality, and you will see a difference of what you can attract into your world, right? The goal is, how can you access a better life? How can you elevate your soul? You don't want to spend time thinking negative, thinking about the past. The past was an experience, and there was a lesson that you learned and you should have learned. And we have soul journeys. People sometimes come into your life because they're part of your soul journey and they're a reason you're supposed to learn something. Now, so if you had trauma in your past, you have to work on healing yourself from that trauma. You should not be able to be still affected from the trauma. The goal is to learn to forgive and move forward, because you don't want to be angry. Like, I had so much trauma from my past. As a childhood, I had experienced so much from my childhood. And by the time I got to 1920, I was upset off of life. Like, I was a person who was so sad and so angry for many years that I didn't have time to manifest. And I didn't believe that I was worthy of anything. I didn't think anything could happen for me, or even when things was going good and was moving in my favor, I would tremble when I see opportunities come in. And I remember when I first started getting doors open for me and money started flowing, I started feeling guilty, like, oh, but my family didn't have this opportunity. Maybe I should give them this. So at this point, I'm like literally just buying people. Now when I look back, I'm like, you was really trying to buy people. But in that moment, I didn't feel like I was, because I felt guilty for having opportunity and having the doors open for me. And then I'll look at them and I'll be like, damn, the doors is not open for them. So I will feel guilty and I'll feel like I need to give away certain things that I bought for myself. And this is the problem, because when you start thinking like that, you don't think that you're worthy. You're not thinking that you can actually receive the blessing that's there for you. And how the blessing comes in, you're going to create the blessing that comes in. You're going to work on you. Because when I first started off, I did, I followed a lot of different um, things, right? And I literally read a lot. I read a lot. I practiced as a practitioner. I did everything, and doors was open. And I remember I was just coming from a very depressed state. So when the doors started opening to me, my family was like in shock. They were like, wow, how did you get that? Like, how did you get this? Friends was in shock. They're like, yo, you got this job? Like, wow, this is really working for you. Like, your life is just moving forward. And some people would hate, some people would be angry. How she got that? So the reality is, so a lot of people was basically, very upset that things was working for me, and things wasn't working for them. But I had been through the mud. Like, I had became a little desperate. um I remember the first thing I started learning was Kabbalah. And Kabbalah teaches you about, like, like the karma that comes with you, the lessons. It teaches you to really look at yourself, and it taught you how to connect to the angels and all the angels that we had accesses to. And I remember being so scared of the books of the angels, because I was like, oh my God, like, you faster feel the energy of the angel than see the angel, because there's different methods that you have to set up to have that opportunity. The angels does not live in the physical world, and the angels live in different worlds. And I had gotten so tired of things not working, and I was like, I'm about to call Zadikel. I need a job. And I happened to call Zadikel, and within that first month, I came and I started working. Um, and then I kind of like dig more into the book, and I started calling the archangels. And then opportunities started coming because I remember I was like temping to perm at that time. I didn't believe that I can even receive a permanent job. Could you believe that? So not only that, how we think holds us back, but you also limit yourself. So skies is the limits, right? So if you got anything from what I just said, skies is the limits. And when you are changing your life, you need to see yourself bigger than what you ever saw yourself in your life before. You need to create opportunities for you. So that means you need to look for a job and apply for jobs that even if you have, let's say you were a coordinator and you wanted to be an office manager, you need to tweak your resume into your experiences so you can have that opportunity. And you need to learn how to um, change your thought process of how you see yourself. And so the limitation is not there anymore, because once you limit yourself, that's all you're going to get, because you are the person that holds yourself back. Now, don't get me wrong, there's obstacles and there's blockage based on how you show up in the world, right? And how you show up in the world will limit your access to catching those blessings. And once you start showing up different and start thinking better of yourself, you will see that there's an attraction of things that you desire starts coming through. So when I was invoking and calling the angels, things was working. And but I was still clap back in. I was still behaving badly. I was still tearing people up. I was still letting them know. I was still reading them their rights and letting them know, like, look, you're not gonna try me. You're not gonna test me. And I noticed that a lot of times opportunities was closing. I didn't make the change on my attitude. I was still me, but I was doing a middle pillar. I was banishing. I was invoking the archangels. I was calling them all the time. I was doing things like that. So my frequency, my vibration will shoot up, because when you say these holy angelic names or these Hebrew names of calling God, your vibration, your frequency takes you up a notch. You're doing the middle pillar. The middle pillar will line you up with the tree of life, which is the heavens. So your frequency and your energy is attracting to a higher vibration. But if you're going to do the spiritual work, you got to work on yourself as well. You have to become who you need to become in order for you to sustain the blessing that you're getting, because doors could be open and doors could be closed. Okay. Today's Thursday, and we are going to start attracting. All right. So I'll teach you how to do a money pull, which we're going to do a tailsman one day. Um, not today. So we can attract money to us. But in this video, we're going to do how we can start putting energy into things that we desire and that we want. So Thursday is the day that is ruled um, by Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet for expansion. Okay. And it's the planet that connects you to the currency, to the money. So when Thursday comes, Zadikel's rules. But I have also went to the planetary side as well. I have done both. I have called Zadikel, I have called the planetary beings. And It's a little bit easier sometimes to work with the planetaries versus the archangels in getting things done. Okay. So, what we want to talk about today is literally lighting up candles. So, I'm going to get a candle and I'll be back. So, these two candles, which is blue and green and blue, um, and you know how I feel about candles. I don't even trust fire. It's an element. Um, and it's passion, it's energy, is connected to passion and it could do whatever it wants. So I use the ones with the candles. So you're going to, I need a pen to start off by, on Thursday, you're gonna write what you want, right? So I'm gonna write what I want. Realistic things, because you're going to attract and you're going to pull what you want. So you're not going to say, I want to be a millionaire, I want to win the lotto. Everybody and their mama is trying to get the lotto. You're going to set your life up. So that means you're going to attract a job you want, that you believe that is matching your career path. And you're going to elevate either to supervisor, to manager, promoting yourself up. Okay. And you want it to be realistic because you want it to come into your destiny. You are going to pull things from your destiny that could be 10 years down the line. You're going to attract it back to you today. All right. So when you're attracting and when you're pulling, you're going to be pulling it back to you now on this timeline. On this timeline, you want it now. You don't want it 10 years from now. 10 years from now, you don't want to be a manager. 10 years from now, you don't want to be a director. 10 years from now, you don't want to be the vice president. You want to be the president now. You want to be the vice president now. You want to be the director now. You want to be the manager now. You want to be the supervisor now. And now you're going to set and create that for yourself. So you're going to put what's the salary range of what you want to make. You are going to put, this is only for money, for career. Do not write anything about love. Love is done on Fridays. Underneath Venus energy. Today is Jupiter's energy, the planetary side energy. So we're going to be using the planetaries and we're not going to be using Zadical today. And you're going to, because you're going to remember that each day is ruled by the planet. And remember, Zadical is governed over the planets. So you're gonna go, you're not going to go to the top, you're going to go under. So the top is Zadical. So now you're gonna go to the planetary. Right? So you're gonna go to them because they're underneath Zadical. So you're gonna cut him out and go to them now. And you're gonna write down on the blue and the green, my dog, she does her own thing. She's like, come here. Come here, girl. So I'm sorry guys, I'm eating some peanuts. So let's talk about a little bit about how we can attract and how we can pull. So this is the blue candle, and then this is a green candle. This is Jupiter candle. This is the energy of Jupiter. We're going to use the green candle because we're going to be attracting money. Now, same thing. If you wanted to do it for a business, same thing. If you wanted to do it for a job, same thing. Blue and green, blue and green. Um, you want to do it on Thursday because Thursdays are the days that it's 7 days a week, and each day has a specific energy. And if you watch my previous videos, I speak about that. Thursdays is the days that gives you the opportunity to tap into the energy so you can actually bring money back to you. So if you want to do your prayers towards Thursday for money or meditation or fasting, this is the time you tap into the energy. If you want to light a candle, you want to do any kind of money pulling, you want to do it on today, because just like if you wanted to do some Psalms, if you bought the Psalms books that I was using, you go through the Psalms books and find anything that has promotion, has money, fortune, anything like that, you want to do that. If you bought the Psalms Kabbalah book that I was using, where you want the person to have favor on you, that's one of the books I use when I wanted to change my life and I wanted to get certain jobs, right? So there's certain Psalms that you could use. These days should be, now you can use them any day of the week, but the energy to connect, the most zealous connection, would be your Thursday. You will have a more smoother connection. Now I want to explain to you, pay attention to the moon. We're going back like ancients, right? I don't have a calendar that has all the moon phases, but I'll Google it and I will say the moon phases for the month, right? So you want to do, the new moon is the time where you um literally want to bring something new in your life, right? So on Thursday, you want to bring something new in your life. You want to bring money. You want to bring a job. You want to bring a business. You want to bring something that will create some kind of income, right? Let's say it's Friday and you want to attract a new man. You want a new relationship. You want to do that on the new moon, right? Now you can do anything from the new moon to waxing. Waxing is your attraction energy. Is the energy to attract. You want to do you want to get a job and stuff like that, attract it. You want to buy a house, attract it. You want to raise money, attract it. It's you want to do a full moon, it's potent on the full moon. So you want to pay attention to the moons because the moon gives the energy. The moon, literally, the planetary beings are governing the earth in the moon. They're watching Yesod, which is the heaven, and the surface. They're the beings that really watches the earth. When you learn Western magic, they're going to literally explain to you about the moons. Like, the moon is one of the most significant things that you can learn as you on your spiritual journey. The moon, you have to pay attention to the moon. Don't forget the solar also, but we haven't got to the solar yet because I'm still speaking about the moon. You want to master understanding the moon because the moon, it gives you a different energy, right? So the solar energy in the day when you're doing prayers is different from the night energy, right? So if you buy that Kabbalah book, it's going to tell you, say the prayers in the morning. Some of them is going to say the prayers in the morning. Some of them is going to say it in the afternoon when the sun is going down. Some of them is going to tell you, say the prayers at night, right? So at dawn, right? So you will notice that it's because it's a specific energy that comes on the REM. Just like in a horror movie, they say 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock each night connect you to the Kabbalah shells. It could connect you to energy straight in hell, right? In the nighttime, it's more of a darker energy that's on the rim. It's and I think a lot of people don't understand the energies, right? So somebody will be like, "Oh, don't do the moon." You're gonna need to do the moon to understand what's the energy on the earth. Because if you don't, you're not gonna know. You will be praying underneath waning, fasting underneath waning energy, meditating underneath waning energy, invoking underneath waning energy, calling the angel underneath waning energy. You're gonna be doing all these things underneath this energy, and this is a banishing energy. This is to remove. This is the time you tap into that energy to remove all obstacles and blockage. So this is why sometimes people pray and it takes like a while because your prayers is not connecting because the energy didn't allow it to connect because you're underneath a different energy. So you need the moon. Don't listen to people. You're on your own spiritual journey. Read, right? Practice, practice, practice. See what works with you, right? Everybody is going to have a different journey from you. You guys could read the same book and what resonate with that person will not resonate with you. You have your own higher self. I have my own higher self. You have your own guardian. I have my own guardian. I have my own higher genius. You have your own higher genius. So you do everything that works for you. What works for you is what works for you, right? So everything that somebody tell you, you have to basically learn on your own. It's your journey, right? So I can give you the tools and it's up to you to take the steps, right? And you have to create this. You have to believe in what you can do. You are the driving force, right? You're the one steering the wheel. If you don't believe in yourself, you would not see anything work. And somebody else could do it. And I had a video opening the Seal of Solomon. And when I did that, I didn't give the steps the first time. I was hesitating to give the steps, right? And that was the first Seal of Solomon, the last Seal of Solomon book. This last Seal of Solomon opening, I literally gave the steps. And I explained everything because I think I was confusing people. And they didn't know if they were supposed to draw it in paper, draw it in the air. When I gave that, literally, someone said, I followed everything you said and I got a job. Go back to that video, the first Seal of Solomon, and read the comments. Now, there's going to be people up there that's going to be calling me every name in the book. Who cares? But read the comments. Read the positive comments. Watch somebody said they got a job. You think that it's really only because you opened the Seal of Solomon? You created it. You brought that in because with your own magnetic field, with your own energy. In order for something to work, you have to believe in the work that you're doing. That helps create it. So when you come in skeptical, oh, it ain't gonna work. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Guess what? It's not gonna work. But sometimes it does because you're calling an angelic name, right? You're calling on a very high frequency name. But sometimes it may take longer because of how are you behaving? Are you holding your own obstacle? Are you the obstacle? Is your behavior holding you back from achieving what you're supposed to achieve? So keep that in the back of your mind. You need to go into everything believing that you're strong, you're bigger than what you really see yourself as, and you have the opportunity to change anything at will because it's your desire, right? You have free will. You have free will to change anything that how your life is playing out for you because you have the opportunity. You're given the tool, the skills, the energies are open there for you to tap into it. So on Thursday, we're going to light both candles. And when we light the candle, we're going to say, may this light burn on a brightly on the higher planes and continue to dispel the darkness it has been set against until I can relight it again safely here in the physical, so shall it be. You can dress your candle with either Jupiter oil, spearmint oil, attractant oil, money oil, and you're going to address it. You're going to write in here, not on top of where you're going to light it, write it. You can put seven holes in it and drop the spearmint, but you're also going to rub it on the candle as well, okay? To you. When you're done, after you set that, you're going to spend time with your candle because you're going to pour energy. You're pouring energy into it. And you're going to speak. You're going to say, I'm a manager. You're going to see yourself as a manager. You're going to be looking at it. You're going to be glazing at it. And you're going to be tapping into the elements of fire. Understand the candle connects you to all the elements because you have fire, earth, air, and water when you use the candle. Because the wax is represented as water. The smoke is going up as air. You lighting the fire. You understand what I'm saying? The dressing of the oil is earth. So you're going to be using all elements, and then you're going to represent as that spirit because there's 5 elements. So it's earth, air, fire, water, spirit, right? Same thing with the altar. Earth, air, fire, water, the altar, spirit, right? So you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to spend time looking at this candle, seeing yourself where you want to be. And you're going to believe that you're going to be there. And when you're finished, you're going to burn this out all time. That means you can relight it. You can make sure you're not blowing this candle out. I naturally take like a glass cover and I just out it that way. I just put it on top of it and it out. But you can relight it. Keep relighting it until it runs out. And you're going to spend time. Every time you light it, you're going to spend some time with it. You're going to sit there and believe it. But you need to spend at least 80% of your day thinking positive of yourself. So if you're destined to be a manager, supervisor, a director, a vice president, president, you're going to start seeing yourself as the president. You're going to start believing that I'm the president of the job. I made it to VP, right? And you're going to start believing that. And you're going to start thinking that. You're going to start believing that people are admiring you when they look at you. And people see you in that light. They see you as a leader. They see you as, you are powerful. You're going to dress to impress. You're going to dress like you're powerful. You're going to wake up every morning and take pride in yourself. You're going to believe that you're going to create what you want for yourself. So if you're a supervisor and you like to look like you wake up and you just roll out of bed, but today you want to be the supervisor, so you're going to take a little bit more pride into yourself. You're going to believe that you are a supervisor. And sometimes you're going to be walking the street and you're going to be like, I'm a supervisor. Like, people see me as a boss. And you're going to spend a lot of times doing that, but you have to create that. So since you're creating, you're going to also apply for those roles, because you're not going to expect the supervisor position to come knocking at your door. What you want, you're going to create, you're going to attract. And you're going to attract it on Thursdays. And if you have to relight the candle back on the Wednesday, then you keep doing it. But you're going to do it now. So that means if it's underneath waxing and now it's going into waning, you can still relight it because it has the energy that is already underneath waxing energy. But once waning comes in, you want to literally start banishing all the negativity. So how do we banish negativity on a Thursday, which is the day of money? Well, we start talking about obstacles. we start talking about, and you could use, a lot of people use black because black is the candle that associated with the earth because the earth is black. So they try to connect to the earth plane by using black. You could also use white. Okay. Those candles are negative. So if you're going to throw it out, get rid of it. Like, I remember when I first started trying to remove like the negativity in my life, and somebody was like telling me like, "Oh, girl, throw it in the crossroads," and I was like, all scared because I was like, "What is with this candle? Why do I have to do it like a ritual and throw it in the crossroad?" Um, Understand it's negative. It's all your negativity that you are pouring into this candle. So you don't want to write down all the negativity. It's the same way you're gonna write all the negativity, obstacles, blockage, holding back, someone holding you back, you know, you want to remove the negativity, the jealousy, the envy, the hatred. Um, you want to write that on your candle. You want to get rid of that candle once that candle is burned out because it's taking the negativity, and it's you're taking the negativity that's in your life and you're working with elements. Understand, element, this world is created underneath the elements, energy, right? So we see the elements all the time. We see them all the time. We got fire, earth, air, water, spirit. When you're breaking down the YHVH name, that's the connection of your elements. So the elements is very important. So you don't want to light a candle and it has negative energy and then throw it in the garbage. You're harnessing this negative energy around you. You want to get rid of that. So keep that in mind. So you want to do that on a waning, and because you want to banish all the stumbling blocks, and you don't want to think about the negativity. You want to think about positivity. Underneath waiting energy, you write it on a candle. What you believe is holding you back, but what you want, even underneath that waiting energy, is still thinking positive. Still thinking positive. Just like, don't contact an angel underneath waiting because you wouldn't be able to make the connection of it, because the energy itself is, it's pulling from, we're in four worlds. So there's a heaven, there's the middle world, there's the underworld, there's hell. You're getting all your energy coming from the lower worlds, the lesser worlds. So you're pulling that energy underneath waning. So how do you work with a darker energy that's connected on a rim? You banish all the problems you have, get rid of it. How do you work with the energy that's coming from the heavens? Well, you start asking for things, right? You start manifesting these things. You start fasting, doing all the things that make sense to pull this, right? And that's how you start changing your life, and you start working on you. You start thinking about you have to get to know you. Like, you have to understand you need to understand your zodiac sun sign. You need to understand your psychic number, the day that you was born. You need to understand your understand zodiac, because you want to learn you. Now, although you're learning that you are your soul and your spirit, but there's an archetype energy of the zodiac that's resonated with you, that's connected to you, and you have the traits of the personality, right? If you notice, like, a lot of Tauruses act, I'm a Taurus, we act similar, right? A lot of Pisces may act similar. You may not act the same, but you may have similarities in their behavior. So I'm just giving an example. So you have traits of your sign within you. So you have to learn you. Also, you have to pay attention to the trauma that you experience in this world from when you was a child, because your child shapes you. Your childhood shapes your thought process, the way you was brought up, your values and your views. You have to pay attention to what do you like and what you don't